excited to have you as a part of our final show here at the Tank. We had 2 shows last weekend that were so much fun, and we had some lovely audiences, so we hope that you will enjoy the show tonight. So before I bring our cast out, I just want to let you know that we're going to be presenting a yet unfinished, brand new piece of writing submitted by a playwright. The cast has received the pages within the last 24 hours, and are going to come out and put up the very first scene for you for the first time. And they'll continue to improvise the rest of the play, which is crazy. I don't know why we do it, but it's fun, and we really hope you enjoy it. And like any play, there will be 2 acts, separated by a brief 10-minute intermission, where we encourage you to go out and visit the lovely people at the Tank and get a refreshment, use facilities, whatever you need to do. Leave some money in the donation crystal. It looks like a crystal up there. I'm going to say it's a crystal. But before I introduce our lovely playwright, I would like to bring out your cast. And their names are
Mateo,
Maureen,
Alex, Joon, Cody,
Diana. Playwright for this evening, Lauren. I did it again.
You're cool, girl. I'm Lauren Gismondi.
Lauren Gismondi. Who is a lovely and forgiving person.
Our last names, you have to be willing to just kind of dive in.
It's true. Thank you so much for offering this lovely piece for us tonight. The Truthtellers is Lauren's piece that we'll be presenting to you tonight. And I'm just going to ask Lauren a few questions about her process and the piece itself. So as a playwright, are there any particular themes or like draws for you? So things that inspire you just generally in the things that you write?
Not typically. I am a bit of a... I like to think of myself as I have the Guardian app on my phone. The Guardian, if you're not familiar with what it is a British investigative journalism app, and they have a newspaper in England. And so my phone, over the course, especially the last 2 years, has just been bling, 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 bling every single time something happens. And after a while, you can take 2 routes with that. You can either let the anxiety of that situation make you completely insane, or you can turn it into something positive. So I would say, as of late, I am really inspired by current events.
Yes, and that actually leads me to my next question. The piece that we'll be presenting tonight is set in the year 2020, the near future. It's set in an underground bunker in a world where journalism has been outlawed.
That's correct.
So it sounds like current events have influenced you very much.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Would you care to elaborate on that for us a little bit?
On which aspect of it?
And anything at all that inspired you in creating this world and these people.
Sure. Okay, so I was inspired in the middle of August. I was relocated to New Jersey for about a week and helping my voice teacher move out of her apartment into a house. And I was staying in the apartment in the midst of all this crazy moving process. There were boxes everywhere. It was dusty. It was disgusting. And that's kind of what definitely inspired the environment for where the initial scene is set. Because I was sitting there, the fans were, and it's 11:30 at night, and it's just manually talking to myself, typing furiously, and just, who are these people figuring out through that? Yeah, it's environment driven.
Excellent. And in the way that the play is structured and the language that's used, there are some non-English words. We think maybe Italian, is that correct?
Yes, Italian and Latin.
Oh, excellent. And why did you choose to implement these elements into the text?
The Latin specifically, the phrase you'll hear is persona non grata, and I used to work security at my university when I was a student, and it was a phrase that we use, and it literally means people who aren't welcome. And anybody who was on this particular list was not allowed on campus. Like, they had done something really horrible. So that is where that comes from, and where it applies in the script as well. The Italian, I myself am kind of bilingual. I'm semi-fluent in Italian, and I feel that this is an easy way to kind of develop almost a code that these people would possibly use words in other languages to throw off anybody who may overhear their conversations.
So there's something very sneaky
Yes,
about
absolutely.
this use of language.
Yes.
Which is very, very fun. that is all I'd like to address, but I wanted to open it up to the cast for any questions that they may have.
I had a quick question.
Sure.
References on the first page, the archival footage that we had seen 15 years ago. I was curious about what that might be.
Okay, so I don't want to give too much away for the audience, but there has been this ongoing battle between these two particular words, and the thought that maybe at some point in time there is either a newspaper or a video footage of the official decision. This is what it is we're calling it. I made it up, but you know.
So it's fair to say that, I'm sorry, Alex.
Oh yeah, I think the question, tell me if this is what you're after, is in the stage directions it talks about it being only a year and a half since journalism has been outlawed.
Yes,
But the archival footage is from 15 years ago. And
yes.
so just tracking those two different timelines, I guess what happened 15 years ago?
This is
Things are-
okay, I understand, thank you.
Yeah.
It's the initial meeting of these two people. That's the length of history between individual A and B.
God,
Yes.
it's 15 years.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question about C.
Sure.
Character. He doesn't speak, but I was wondering if there was a reason for that.
The idea I had behind this is there's a rule that for any three people that are working at a given time, or supposed to be working, only one of them is actually working. So the person C is the person who's actively, while this other conversation is happening, C is the one putting in the time. And that's not to say that C does not speak
Okay.
after the fact. This is not necessarily a new character, unless that's the direction the actor chooses to go with.
Got it. I will not speak.
That's fine.
Do we have any other questions from our actors? Great. Well, please give a warm round of applause to Lauren. And as our cast sets up for the very first scene, we want to welcome you to the Truthtellers.
I don't think it matters this much.
Of course it does.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I'm sorry, have you seen the archival footage?
About 15 years ago, yes.
They call it soda pop. Ergo, either name is acceptable. Geography has little to do with which egg is in fact correct.
It's definitely pop because the sound it makes when you open a can or a bottle. Allow me to demonstrate. We both agree that this is a regular, most likely untampered can or Sprite, yes?
I concur.
If this is true, when I open said can, it will make an appropriate sound, ending the argument once and for all. You know what? I will allow you the honor of releasing its contents.
Don't you think you're being a bit theatrical?
And there it is. Pop is the only appropriate name.
You never cease to amaze me with your need to be right. It drives you in such a way that would make an ordinary person crazy.
But, me? It is one of the reasons the Times brought me in the first place.
Not exactly something to be proud of.
I heard that.
See, now this is what being stuck down here has done to us. Not enough sunlight and vitamin D rattles the brain. A person can only subsist on Sprite and Snickers for so long.
Speak for yourself. Do not assume on my behalf. My thoughts are as clear as ever. And soon, we will help bring in a revolution.
One can only hope.
We have to start caring. Keeping up appearances and such.
Are you expecting company?
No, I just miss the feeling of clean floors beneath my bare feet.
So don't go barefoot. Wear shoes. Always. Makes killing critters easier anyway.
It's not just that. We all stopped caring, and we are all culpable. This place has become a pigsty.
It was always a pigsty. And I felt, and still feel, like we have much larger problems to cope with.
But there is little I wouldn't do for a real hot shower.
Don't take in the back, not doing it for you, huh?
You're an
so, but still, we're all stuck here indefinitely. Holy shit. Is this actually happening? It can only mean one thing. You up for an adventure?
What? Are you insane? We can't go out there. We'll be found and killed, and everything I have worked for will be decimated instantly. And then who'll be around to keep you both in line?
A simple no thank you would have sufficed.
I don't want you to go alone either.
How convenient for you. Get your stuff. We leave in 15. Do you know the source personally? It is best for you to come with me then.
So, the two of you are leaving me behind? This isn't terribly safe.
What do you want from me? You cannot have it both ways. We have all survived and thrived through much worse than this. The Gulf War, the Bush administration, the dying in Yemen and Venezuela, not to mention trying to keep up with 45 before he shut us away.
I would hardly call this thriving.
You're still alive, right?
Yeah, but...
No buts. We don't have time to sit idly by and continue to argue over mundane things. Daylight should just be waning now. We have only a few hours to get the information that we need to corroborate this story. The election happens in less than 2 weeks. If we can persuade the public, let them know exactly what has happened behind closed doors of boardrooms, and exclusive executive golf courses. The kind of deals that go down when the elitist of the league do not believe anyone of importance is seeing or hearing. If people know how brutally they are being fucked over and with, it could change the tide for us. Help us get above ground, live among the living, you know?
I do know. And are you going to do that dressed as federal aids?
Yes.
Seems too simplistic to work in our favor.
I disagree. It's very Trojan horse meets Spanish Inquisition. And thankfully, people don't read very much anymore, and...
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly. Wish us luck.
I wish you wouldn't have to do this.
If we don't, who will? There may be others working and hiding, but we can't know. After 9 months and being in this bunker, in this hellhole that is Staten Island, a trip to the mainland is necessary.
For persona non grata, you make a pretty fine pair. Go! Save the country from itself, and I'll hold down the fort here. Surely there is a medical journal I can scour and tear apart.
No one will dare mess with this place with you on guard. Ci vediamo.
Ci vediamo.
Citizen,
Citizen,
how are you today?
doing well, how about yourself?
We need you to leave the car.
All right, what else?
Now.
Real smooth.
Hair drop. What took you so long to get all the information?
It's not as easy as you think it is.
This is my associate.
Figure.
Hey. This is Hank. Let's go with Hank. And I'm
Byron.
So
Fire.
smooth, guys, so smooth.
We don't get out much.
You don't say. I'm, Kuhl.
Real fun. Now,
We only have 2 weeks until the election.
I know. It's been a very busy time for me, working for the administration.
Look, you're the only person who knows about this, and we need to get the truth out. Because the truth
Doesn't matter anymore. I think you're wasting your time a little bit.
What are you talking about? This is our chance. This is our chance for revolution.
we have a report that alleges election tampering. And we just need to know, can you corroborate that? He did it or did it not happen?
You think I'm just going to tell you like that?
Hope, this isn't what we talked about. Okay? What do you need from us?
I don't know, thinking that what I say even matters at all. You know what I mean? Like we've been doing this for how long, and everything I tell you, nothing happens from it. Absolutely nothing.
But this is the moment. This is why we're risking our lives to this.
I understand.
Look, it didn't work in 2016. But this is beyond our scope. He has tampered the election.
But once again, it doesn't matter. No matter what I tell you guys matters. I need some sort of confirmation that what I tell you guys is going to do anything.
We don't know. That's the fact is that we don't know. Hope does. Truth doesn't seem to matter outside of, I don't know, this subway car. But
We need a way to print this. And you have access to the only printing machine in the country.
This is true.
It's crazy out here, but people haven't forgotten to read, you know? Once they see this information, everyone's mind will change.
this is a waste of time. Listen, the longer we spend out here, the more likely it is we're going to get discovered and killed. If you're not going to help, we've got to go.
I'll print it.
So they're in day. Nothing happening. Sort of. Going about the business.
why you changed now.
Look. Agent Philbman,
Yeah.
I don't care about Clark. You can do whatever you need to. But I need you to keep Vernon safe. He can't know.
And if somebody dies, what does that mean to you? Maybe it's neither of them. Maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But there is a very good possibility that someone's gonna die.
As long as Vernon's safe.
It's right there. You need to chill out, man. I'll get this.
Where is it?
It's in the whole thing. I just need you to, like, give me some relaxation here. Something that I'm putting my job and my life and my career and my safety on the line. You get to hide underground. I'm the one who's gonna have to deal with any consequences if you get me in trouble. So.
Oh, nothing will happen to you or your family, okay? We have a whole network.
Gentlemen,
Listen.
A lot of misogynist people that work around here.
We need to get this up and running.
Okay, here's something that you need to know about how things work around here. They go sort of at the pace that they need to go at. So nobody will ask me what's going on if we don't look suspicious. So I need you to relax, okay?
Sure. Relax. Easy.
Relax. Okay, what,
Don't freak out until there's a fire, okay? Don't start a fire. I just need to know that what you're going to print is going to not put me in harm. What are you going to print?
the picture. It's gonna show everyone that he's a fraud. That he's literally working with them.
I don't know, you have to understand, like, so many pictures have been printed, so many stories have been printed, nothing's gonna change this. Okay, you know, yes, fine. Here it is, come here. Oh, thanks.
How old is this thing?
Okay, here.
Alright, well, is the coast clear? Any word from
Here's your picture.
one? What am I supposed to do with one?
Just like, I only get so many copies.
I'm going faster. There's a country that needs these.
And I suppose with the internet being regulated and all, you can't put it online, but this is what we're dealing with, okay? Some 2019 bullshit right here.
plaster these all over Manhattan. That's Manhattan. That's one city in the United States. A picture of doing nothing but having a drink with another freaking dude that may or may not look like the suspicious dude. I don't know who people are to be real. I got this job because, let's face it, I'm gorgeous.
We're running out of time, we need to get back to Staten Island.
Staten Island? That's where you guys are staying?
No. I need you. Hope. I need you to find some hope. Okay? This, nobody does anything, nothing can happen. Okay, so I know this feels like a stretch, and I know it feels like nothing makes any difference, but we believe that we can make a difference. Okay? So, just
Two things. My name is Joon. Second thing, the changey stuff that happens. Didn't they say it died, it's dead? You gotta think beyond hope here. You
This
gotta-
isn't about this picture. We
Okay.
need to spark everyone's consciousness so we start a revolution.
hey! We gotta go. We gotta go.
Right,
Listen.
just go back.
Marcus are coming.
Good.
M&M's?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for being with me. You've really cleaned up in anticipation of our meeting.
That's all we've been able to do.
Listen, I'm going to be straight with you. We don't have much time. The election is pressing. We have a week and a half to make sure that this happens. Now, Mrs. Kellerman, as you know, is right now not the front runner for the election. But I am invested in making sure that she is the winner, and I know that you are too.
Yeah.
I'm here with some information that I need disseminated to make sure that she wins. Now, it's nothing off color, it's nothing but the truth. But as you know, nowadays, it's hard for the truth to be out there.
Yeah.
And so, I had a contact their contact, and I found you. And there you'll find everything you need. Instructions on a meeting place for tomorrow night. I need photographic evidence of what's going to happen. I believe there will be a handoff of some sort, something that will solidify the election for our opposition. I need that photographed. I need evidence of this. And I can tell that you have access to printing facility.
Miss Klein, I have to ask you, if your contacts and their contacts and their contacts' contacts know about us, are you sure that you can trust me with this information?
If I can't trust you, you're the last person I could go to, so. Just sweeten the deal.
Hello, my lovely citizens. It's 45 here. Just here to tell some more truth and give you some fun facts you didn't know about that whore bitch Judith Keller. Well, let me tell you. But first, can we just talk about the growth? There's so much growth in my life. I, for one, am so proud of me for the growth that I've given you, the people. And not to mention the fun we've had. I mean, did you all see the recent reporter tickling? That was what they just laughed themselves to death. Literally. And I thought that was just fantastic. Now, I'm protecting you from the fake news. God, the fake news, the fake countries, the fake politics and starvation. Now that is something that we're not talking enough about, the fake starvation. Well, let me tell you, there's no fake starvation here. We are well-fed and growing. I don't know if you can see, but I, for one, am growing. Now, as you're all aware, in about 2 weeks, we have an election coming up where we'll vote for me or that whore bitch Judith Keller. And now, let's just talk a little bit about Judith Keller. Now, she is old, fat, and unfuckable, am I right? You wouldn't vote for that, would you? No red-blooded, locker-room-talking American would vote for that. Only fags would vote for Judith Keller. And you're not a country of fags, are you? Oh, sorry. Well, that's just about time for the 45-45. 5 left to go. Well, I'm going to leave you with our well wishes and our honorary love salute. Would you all please close your eyes and join me in enjoying our pledge to the one, the only, the biggest, the most caring, the lovable, and only American, the 45, and you. Thank you. Thank you all so much.
Mr. 45, I've been looking over more and more footage,
Uh-huh.
and there just happens to be
I'm sorry, footage of what?
the security footage.
Oh, great.
Yeah. And it just happens to be that there are 2 people that have been in the White House that we do not know.
Were they fans? See if they left by going through the gift shop. They were probably just trying to get a look
Mr. 45.
of 45.
I need a little bit more seriousness. I think that these people are coming in and trying to get some information on you.
What information? We destroyed the records, we wiped the hard drives. It all happened to be on an email server. Anyway, is there are a real threat that I mean, what can they do to me?
What I'm trying to let you know is I really saw them grab something in the footage and they left through a secret exit.
But now we know what.
So we haven't found them yet.
Well, I guess that's your problem as head of security, is it not?
Yes, I'm trying to let you know what.
Sorry, why are you talking to me when you're not doing your job?
We saw them go off to Staten Island, and we are in search of them right now, and I'm asking, if we find them, what would you like us to do?
Well, bring them to me, personally. Because maybe they're fans. And I can sign an autograph. And if they're more than fans, well, we'll deal with them then. I haven't, had a chance to shing.
That's why you have that water.
I'm just saying, if there's a problem, we can deal with it.
I understand, Mr. President. I'll get on that, and I'll make sure to find them and get them to you as soon as I can.
You better, because if it's not them, it could be you.
You want to take a whack at the second one?
Shing!
I'm on it.
You made it. I didn't think I was going to see it.
I was nervous. The markers almost spotted us, but we got out in time. The lead was a duck.
I only got 8 copies.
Well, hold on. I got something.
And the hardest thing about the worst part of the whole thing is, I mean, sure, we could only get 8 copies, so physically we didn't have the resources to change anything, but people don't seem to want to change. They don't believe it's possible, so how can we do anything if everybody's so apathetic? That
Will you stop proselytizing? We don't have time for you to listen to all this philosophical bullshit, alright?
just saying, what's the point? What difference is it all?
You
gonna
can't
make?
say that now either.
Alright, I have something. Something that's really going to kickstart the revolution.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's the location. You're going to go there. You're going to take pictures. You're going to record everything. We only have one. So, Bernard, you're going to stay here.
Well, I'll make a bigger difference doing research on my computer anyway.
Yeah. But I believe in you, Clark.
You sure about this?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go. Wish me luck.
Luck.
You shouldn't have fucking left. You were stupid. You were selfish. You could have been hurt.
Sorry. You're right.
I've been stress eating Snickers.
Honey, you do that anyway.
Do you like it? I clean.
I do feel like I could walk barefoot.
Are we doing the right thing?
What else is there to do?
Probably a dial tone 2018.
Sorry, come again? You surprised me.
Oh, Agent Philbman.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
No, it's no trouble. Anyway, I just wanted to get back in touch with you, Alan. We talked. We've been talking.
Yeah,
Been talking for a while, trying to make some stuff happen.
and I have something really good for you.
Oh, you do?
I do. I think it's gonna make you really happy.
I hope it does. I really do, Alan. I hope it makes me happier than I've been recently. You want to guess how happy I've been recently, Alan?
Not really.
My marriage is falling apart.
Sorry.
I'm not done. I'm not done. One of my kids is addicted to PCP. I don't know how they get that in a Montessori school, but I guess that's the thing when you put a bunch of smart kids together with chemicals and flashlights. My life. Anyway, Alan, this is not about me, this phone call. It's about you. It's about what you can give to me.
Yeah.
PCP?
Yeah.
Yeah, angel dust. That's what they get.
Great. Yes. Absolutely.
I think it's addictive. I don't read.
There's something happening tonight.
Yes.
There's a handoff.
Yes.
Administration is
Yes.
presiding over.
Oh, there was a bird. Yes. Gone.
Clark is going to be there.
Ah, our buddy Clark that you've been telling me all about. Yes.
And he's going to be recording
Yep.
and taking pictures
Yep.
and writing things down.
Perfect.
And he's going to have incriminating evidence on him straight from the Coward campaign.
Perfect. Perfect.
But
Yes, you took me by surprise. Thought we were gonna be ready to just close this call. But go on. You have something. You have something.
I want a house. Somewhere nice. 3 bedrooms. Countryside. I want out of this fucking bunker.
Alan, I'm not sure if you understand the people that you're dealing with.
I can call him right now and tell him to come back.
Yeah, you can call them. But I just want you to know, I've had a really nice couple of months getting to know you. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. And I don't work for the U.S. government, Alan. I don't work for Judith Keller. I don't work for 45. I work for a vague conglomerate of nations whose name you are not worthy to hear. You want a 3-bedroom house? That's fine. If you want a fucking island in the fucking Mediterranean Ocean, you get me that recording. But I will get you
Wait.
a 3-bed island. Writing up the Craigslist now. Look, you got some. What is it? What do you want? You want more? You want stables and
You want horses? What do you want, Alan? Get me this goddamn tape! I haven't been sitting in my daughter's room for 6 months while she goes off to school, waiting to hear from the principal. Oh, well, your daughter's not going to be coming home tonight because her extracurricular soccer coach pumped her full of PCP, and now she's having a seizure in a parking lot. Give me that goddamn tape, Alan! Or so help me God! I will bury you in the Mediterranean Sea under a 3-bedroom house!
Drop the camera. Stand up. Hands behind your head. Tell me who you are. Byron. Byron. Fun name. And I'm just waiting for just birds.
Yeah, I love the sights.
Good. You're not waiting for a handoff of any kind?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Alright. And who do you work for?
A hobby of mine, taking pictures.
Alright. How about this? You're just gonna take me to your house, right? And I know it's in Staten Island. And if you do not take me to a place in which I see someone else that I also know their face, then you ever seen a sword up close?
The steam it really opens up the pores and helps me relax. Hey! Hey, come in here! I'm ready for my elections report. Hey, guess what? Hey, I got something to show you. That was for free. How's it going?
It's only the 10th time, Mr. President. So,
Still impressive though. Gets bigger every time.
yes. Right now, you are up in the polls. Every poll you are leading, seeing as we control the polls, that is not surprising there. But what is good to know is
But
that
what about in the, the unreleased polls, the other polls? I mean, what I'm saying is, are you telling me what I want to hear because I want to hear it, or are you telling me what I want to hear just because it's the thing that you would tell me anyway? Am I making sense?
you're perfectly clear, Mr. President. I would not lie to you whatsoever. You are ahead in the polls. All of
Great.
the polls, the unreleased polls, the polls that we release, there's very little to be concerned about for the next week.
Cool, great.
I would say that we should lay low a bit for this election week. Normally, I would advise
How can
someone
I
to...
lay low looking like this?
Normally, I would advise, Mr. President, normally,
I'm sorry, just feeling my feelings.
normally I would advise someone to give up in the last week before the election, but in your case, if I may...
Oh, come on, steam room with that blazer on. Don't you want to take something off, get a little bit more comfortable? I'm sorry, you were saying.
I just think that now that we control the main media news stream, I just think that we let that talk for you. I have certain statements written up. I'll have something by tonight. We'll make sort of a daily statement, ramping up for the election, but I think that's the only thing we should put out there in print.
What am I supposed to do? You know, I just invited a whole busload of orphans just so I could, build some goodwill and, look good posing with orphans. Those orphans will be very disappointed if they don't get to take a picture with 45. They don't have parents, but they'll have memorabilia.
I should never have let you watch in, Mr. President. I just think, relax. That's what the president does. Now's the time to gear up, get ready for your second term. It's going to be bigger and greater than your first term.
Yeah.
So take the time, take the week to rest easy that we've got your back, Mr. President.
Okay, well, you've always done a good job. You've always, performed, and I could use a break. Just a little rest before term 2. It's going to be as good as season 2 was. My season 2 was even more, had better ratings than season 1. And I expect that to be the same presidential.
The ratings.
Good on you.
I know you guys won't answer any of my questions, but I want to say I'm just doing my job. And I want to say, I'm sorry about your buddy. You shouldn't have jumped on me like that, okay? I just told him to get in the car, I should have got in the car. If you guys want to talk to me, you can talk to me now. If you don't, to be honest with you, I don't think you want to have your first talk with Mr. 45.
Do you realize what you're doing?
I'm doing my job.
That's what they all say. Before this all goes to shit. We have a spark here, okay? If you let us out of the car, we can end this regime. Okay?
You want the car? You're just gonna drive up, drive straight through, right through the Oval Office? Is that the plan?
It's bigger than killing 45. This is about changing a whole country's mindset. Okay?
It's all these people, all these, what do you call yourself, Truthtellers?
Oh, this is the truth, this is the truth. Ah.
Gosh,
News, not truth. News, this truth.
I'm just telling you, whatever the news is, it's what people believe, because truth, it doesn't exist. See, Dad? Sorry, I didn't realize you were awake when I said that earlier.
Is he dead?
He shouldn't have jumped. He should have just gotten in the car.
I'm so sorry about that necklace. I'm so sorry. I just, I want to.
am not familiar with your work.
I'm an intern in the press office. I don't really do much because I don't work in the office anymore. My main job is just to guard what is basically a copy machine. Not important. I'm on in. I have a friend. He's a journalist. And I haven't heard from him in a number of days. And usually I try to keep in contact a little bit. I was just joking around and didn't think what he was going to do is actually going to do anything because nothing ever happens. But something's happened and I haven't heard from him, so I want him. Whatever you're doing, I want him. What do you need? Do you need copies?
I need proof. Change the name on.
Insurance, really?
All of it.
I can do that. Are you? I'm scared. I haven't been scared until right now.
It's hard to know who to trust around here. All of us here are working for the president's best interests.
This is true.
Above all, we work though for America's best interests. Is that what you work for?
Yes.
Very nice. Look at you. Head of the markers, you've made your mark. Thank you very much. I didn't tell you to stand.
These are them. They haven't talked much. I did have to kill one of them as they did jump at me, and I was uncertain if they had a weapon on them.
Well, you know, you don't know about this because you've never been famous. But you know, fans can get very excited sometimes. They just see a celebrity and they go, oh my God, oh my God. And then they try to touch you. It's all very, anyway, they probably were just excited. Because are you fans? Tell me, which seasons of my show did you like the most? What was your favorite episode? Please tell me about it.
I'm a big fan.
You are?
Mm-hmm. Episode 3, Season 2, my favorite.
That was really good. On the ocean. We were at the,
The yacht,
oh, I love that yacht.
the Blue Contessa.
If that one wasn't repossessed, I would have been
I'm gonna shake your hand.
Well, hey. Whoa.
I know, we just met. but
This
I'm about to
is-
shake your hand.
I mean, no homo. I don't just make it a policy to touch other men. I've never touched my kids, any of them.
I know that you believe that they are fans. I don't actually believe that.
Are you the real 45?
As opposed to, I'm the real 45, yes, the real 45, all the 45. Take it in.
What's your name?
Take it in.
My name?
Do you realize why he doesn't die?
45.
Why he looks like shit and doesn't die?
Whoa, 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 this is a cultivated body.
He's a fucking clone!
Hey!
I lied. I did touch my kids. When I hit him across the fucking face just like that.
This will never end! He has multiples of them, copies of him.
Okay.
This, he'll never get canceled. You know what I'm saying? He'll be 45 forever.
I understand what you're saying. You're trying to tell me he's a clone. This guy's a clone.
The man eats McDonald's every day, KFC for lunch.
You understand that all clones, like, that has been illegal for a full year.
I did do that.
Mr. President, I am sorry to interrupt. You have guests. It's an urgent matter.
Sure.
A paper we did not print has gone out. And that's not it, but I read news articles. All talking about your deal with the Russians. There's proof. And I'm not sure how they got it. But we are interrogating all of the interns in the press department. This might be the downfall of the election, sir.
Well, fuck.
I didn't mean for you to be here. Just know that. Behind this. I know.
And I just wanted to say, I also, we're coworkers. I've been undercover in janitorial for like 10 years. I thought, look, you guys are having a moment. My kid's much better.
Jokes, but I know what you used to be here. I heard about your apartment. Just know that despite you being in here, we have released a story. Or we've released some hope of someone else writing a story. And I don't know if it'll work. Tomorrow we find out. And if it doesn't, then I could very well be in the same position as you, but
Miss Klein.
Mr. President,
Interesting just for you to be talking to one of our dissenters, what would you like to be called? Conspirators,
I think they call themselves
conspiracists, I'm not really sure.
Truthtellers.
Well, that's really all a matter of opinion, isn't it?
Yes.
Anyway, Miss Klein, even if I do not win tomorrow, which is unimaginable, but even if this is the end of my series, I don't believe in, leaving loose ends not tied up. So, If you would mind excusing us, we have a moment to share.
It's all right. It's a
Shave,
pleasure.
shave that down.
For the love of 45, the nation, and all of the wonderful things he represents, do you have a last word?
I was wrong.
So much for being here. Please help us give one more thank you to our playwright, Lauren Gismondi. This is our last performance here at the Tank, but if you liked what you saw, please follow us on social media, Act 1, Scene 2, NYC, Facebook, Instagram, all those lovely platforms for updates and more performances potentially, and